Today's video is all about multiplication. So we've done addition, we've done subtraction. I'm going to go through some of the different ways today on how we can multiply numbers together. As you can see, I've already put up a multiplication on the board. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got 3 times 2. Now let's remind ourselves that number there is the number of groups that we'll need. So we're going to need 3 groups of something. This second number is how many in a group. So we've got 3, that's the number of groups we're going to need, and 2, that's the number in each group. So the easiest way of doing this is to have some resources. So I've just borrowed some cubes basically. So there's one group. Here's a second group, and then a third group. Here it comes. 1 and 2. And just to show you, there's group 1. There's group 2, and there's group 3. Okay, so obviously if you don't have any cubes or anything to hand, you could just draw them in. So there's my first group. There's my second group. And there's my third group. And then all I need to do is just count up the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, as we've been going through it, we have been learning our times table, so you might know that 3 lots of 2 automatically is 6, but there's one way of doing it. Okay? Another way of doing it is using a blank number line. So we're going to start with 0 here, and we're going to jump in 2s. How many jumps? 3 of them. So from 0, 2, and you can use a normal number line with this, you can use a ruler, or you can draw one like I'm doing. 4 and 6. It really is that simple. So you can use your times tables knowledge, you can draw out groups, or you can do it on a number line. What I want to do now is, let's see, can we do 2 groups of, oh no, that's wrong, not 2 groups of 6, 2 times 3, okay? Do we know what 2 times 3 is? Let's check. So let's do it both ways. So this time I need 2 groups. So I'm going to draw out my groups. 1, 2. And I'm going to do 3 in each group. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look at that. It's the same. So just like with adding, multiplication can be done in any order. So if we were adding these 2 numbers, we could do 3 add 2 equals 5, or we could do it the other way around, 2 add 3 equals 5. but we're multiplying, and multiplication can be done in any order. Let's just double check our answer using our blank number line, starting with 0. This time I'm doing jumps of 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are jumps of 3, just like these were jumps of 2. Okay, so you can do it any way. Let's have a go at something slightly trickier. The whole board is going to fall down today. Okay, for year 2, we don't need to go above 2s, 3s, 5s, and 10 times table. But you might get something that looks like that. Okay, you may think, oh, hold on, we're doing the 7 times table. But if we look at it the other way round, that and that are the same. So you may not be able to count in 7s, but you can count in 2s. So remember, we need 7 groups of 2. So let's draw those 7 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we want 2 in each. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've got 2 in each. Now I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Or, if you can count in 2s, which you should all be able to do, we can count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we know that 7 times 2 is 14. Checking it on our blank number line. Mark 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, let's just count the jumps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one more, 14. Oh, look at that, same answer we've got each time. So let's just see if we can do this one. We may not be able to count in 7s, but we can still. So we know the answer is 14, but we're going to check it. So this time we're going to do 2 groups of 7. So there's my 2 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So even if you didn't realise that you could swap that round, that's actually quite easy to add up because we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. At the moment, I would advise checking it with a number line because we might not be able to count in 7s. If you can count in 7s, by all means have a go. We don't need to because we've got this. Okay. What I want to show you now is if you do get a question like this, rather than drawing the groups, you can make something called an array. So array uses columns and rows for dots. So here we've got 2 lots, 2 rows of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then underneath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we call this an array. Now what you can do, you can do it so you group them this way, which we've got there, 2 groups of 7, or like we did before, do you remember I said we could swap it round? 7 groups of 2, here's our groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could draw it. You might get questions which show an array, and you have to come across with the multiplication, and you can do it both ways. Always try and stick with numbers that you know. So rather than trying to do 2 groups of 7, 7 groups of 2, you can count in twos. It really is as simple as that. So another one, third and final one, 4 times 5 equals, remember what I said? That's the number of groups. That's what we're counting in. So that's how many we're going to have in each group. So we need 4 groups of 5. Well, let's show it as an array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our 4 groups. 1 group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5, 4 groups of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. And there's our answer. If you wanted to do it the other way around, so you could have 5 groups of 4, you just go the other way on the array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's exactly the same answer, even if we can't count in 4s. You could check this one using a number line, because we can count in 5s. So 0, 5, 10, 15, fourth jump, 20. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20. Don't go 5, 10, 15, 20. Make sure you're counting the jumps, just like you do when you're adding on a number line. And it really is as simple as that. Check out the next video for division.